My name is Renee Roberson, and I'm the host and creator of the true crime podcast, Missing in the Carolinas. Today, in 5 minutes of true crime, I bring you a case from my home state of North Carolina and the university I graduated from, UNC-Asheville. A word of caution, though. This story features graphic details of a sexual assault and murder, so watch at your own discretion. The University of North Carolina at Asheville will always have a special place in my heart, because it was at that small college that I came into my own as a journalist. The class sizes afforded me the ability to work closely with other students and talented professors who wanted me to succeed. For 3 years, I worked on the campus newspaper, the Blue Banner, honing my reporting skills, interviewing students and administrators, working late nights at the office with only my jumbled notes and a miniature coffee pot to keep me company. I eventually became the features editor and then the news editor, assigning stories to reporters and perfecting my copy editing and graphic design skills. But I have a confession to make. During that entire time I worked for the campus newspaper and took courses in the mass communication and women's studies departments, I had no idea that the specter of an unsolved murder of a female student from the 1970s loomed over the university. I only recently discovered this as I was researching missing persons cases for my podcast. Her name was Virginia Ginger Olson, and she was a 19-year-old dramatics major at the college. She was described as quiet but friendly. On Sunday, April 15th, 1973, she left her room at the Craig Dormitory to spend time studying just off campus. She walked through the Asheville-Biltmore Botanical Gardens and up a hill to a spot where you could see both the gardens and a view of the campus. The chancellor's home, called the UNC-Asheville Pisgah House, now sits on that location. None of Olson's classmates were alarmed when she didn't return to campus for lunch. Not everyone ate at the dining hall on the weekends. That afternoon, around 3:30 p.m., 2 local high school students had discovered Olson's body. Her t-shirt had been ripped to shreds and used to bind her hands and feet. The rest of her clothes lay scattered nearby. She had died by stab wounds to the heart and neck from a pocket knife that was still there. Her wire-rimmed glasses were placed neatly on top of her Spanish notebook, just a few feet away from her body. Today, UNCA has their own internal police department on campus. At the time of Virginia Olson's murder, the university didn't have a fully accredited police department, so the Asheville Police Department took over the case. The original detectives suspected the murderer was a UNCA student, and because the campus only had 200 students at the time, students and faculty were left wondering if Virginia had known her killer. Had someone followed her from her dorm room to the gardens? Unfortunately, Olson died around the time that the Watergate scandal broke, so that story overshadowed any headlines Olson's murder may have received. In July of 2017, Asheville's alternative weekly newspaper, Mountain Express, shared an article about the Asheville Police Department establishing its official cold case unit in July of 2008. 2 detectives are now responsible for working on cold cases, such as Virginia Olson's, but they also have to divide their time among active, cold, and missing person-related cases. They are still a dedicated team and are hopeful that the remaining evidence left at Virginia's crime scene will lead to a break in the case, even 48 years later. Information I could get about this case came from articles published in the last few years from the Blue Banner staff. They did an excellent job of reporting the story, by the way. I read in one of the articles that there have been persistent rumors that a local patient from the nearby psychiatric facility, Highland Hospital, was responsible for the murder, but was also the child of a prominent Asheville family, and there may have been a cover-up. I couldn't find any solid evidence to back that up, though. Either way, this is a sad story all around, and I hope that one day justice can be served for Virginia Olson. In 2013, a university groundskeeper and professor worked to erect a memorial garden in her honor, complete with 3 plaques and 3 benches. It's a fitting tribute and a way to soften the blow of what Olson's last moments in a quiet and tranquil study spot must have been like. Anyone with information about this case is asked to contact the Asheville Division of Crime Stoppers at 828-255-5050. This brings us to the conclusion of this week's 5 Minutes of True Crime. Please follow us at Missing in the Carolinas on Instagram and check out our podcast of the same name wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks for watching.